I grew up in Cookeville, Tennessee, and I grew up with my mom and my stepfather and my two brothers, Austin and Gregory, and my sister, Caitlin. And we lived in a really small house in Baxter, and in 2006, it was July 31st, and my mom was in a car accident, and she passed away. My mom, I had just turned 6 when she passed away, and we were not that close because she was never really home a lot. It did hurt a lot when she passed away. I went to live with my grandmother for a little bit, and then my dad came back into my life in around 2nd grade, and I moved to Jackson County to be with him, and then he got married to my stepmom. And then later on in 2009, on November 21st, he committed suicide, and that was really hard. My dad and I were very, very close. Like, I was the ultimate daddy's little girl. We did everything together. But I knew that, you know, the drugs had so much on them, and he specifically could just not get off of it. And I know that he did what I guess he thought was best, even though, of course, it wasn't the correct way to handle things. But I know that he loved us, but it's still, even today, it's still hard to think about how he could just, you know, kind of throw away his, you know, life and his kids, you know. I came to Cookeville, Tennessee, back home to where I used to live with my grandma, and I ended up living with my aunt and my uncle. I came to Life Church. I got invited by a couple of my friends. I came in 6th grade to be a part of Elevate, when it was still in that wing of the building and it wasn't the garage. And I loved it, and so my aunt started coming on Sundays and then Wednesdays, and we both love it here, and and she ended up talking my uncle into coming here, and he really likes it now. So 252, it's a leadership program, I guess you could say, with our high school students. 252 and all of the people at the Edge, they are my second family. I love them all so much, and it helped me cope with everything that had happened. And I knew that especially once I started 252, it really helped me like find out who I was as a person, and helped me just put all of the pieces together, and how God had used that in my life to help other people who were going through the same things as me, just bring it all together. And now I can see why all that stuff happened, when otherwise before I had so many questions that were unanswered. But I love my church family. God has control over everything. He should be your rock in your life, and no matter what you've gone through, he'll always be there for you. And I prayed and prayed and prayed about it over and over again, you know, even before I started coming here. What am I gonna do? You know, how am I gonna get through all of this without my parents? But ultimately, like, he is my father, you know, he is the one who's always going to be there. You can't place anyone else in that position. So just always let him be there. I am Abby Ashburn, and this is my story.